Friday night. Friday night. Friday night is a perfect night to play the library of Sega Genesis Razorsoft games. Razorsoft and their subsidiary, Punk Development, had kind of a punk philosophy when it came to the Sega Genesis. And they said, we're not going to buy cartridges from Sega to put our games out. We're going to make our own cartridges. And Sega didn't like that and sued them. Eventually, they had to buy their cartridges from Sega. But all these games suck. With maybe the exception of Techno Cop. It sucks, but this game is okay too, I guess. Because they all have a little something controversial. One of them, Stormlord, even has nudity, but I think it's only on the Amiga version. I'm going to try the Japanese version to see if that maybe has nudity. I don't think it does, but we're going to give it a shot. But what do I have to talk about today? Well, there's something really on my mind right now. I think possibly I may have gotten hit on at Kroger yesterday. The past couple of months, due to my vegan diet and everything, I have lost about 24 pounds. I'm still clinically obese, but I shaved my head a while ago, so now I have like a normal haircut. My hair's grown in. I could use a trim. I could use a little fade, I guess. So I'm thinner. I don't look like a greasy strangler haircut. Totally destroyed. You've been totally destroyed. You have 3 tries left. I've been noticing people are looking at me more. They don't just turn their eyes away at the gross fat man. I still am 33.2 pounds away from being no longer being clinically obese. See, look, there's some blood right there. So I mean, I'm still clinically obese, but I had a girlfriend when I weighed 225 pounds. I weigh 233.2 pounds right now. So it's not out of the question that I may have gotten hit on yesterday. In the Kroger, I was buying nicotine lozenges in the Kroger medicine section. This is the story. I went in, I was wearing pajama pants and my Legends of the Hidden Temple Red Jaguars team t-shirt. And I was in the mouthwash aisle, in a straight path towards the nicotine lozenges, nicotine replacement therapy section. And I came to a standstill. There was a little short girl also wearing pajama pants. In my way, and we said, "Oh, sorry," and I moved out of the way to let her pass by. And then she looks at me and she says, "I really like your t-shirt." And I I'd say she was about 27 years old. They say half your age plus 7, 40. Half of 40 is 20 plus 7, 27. I don't know. It's not it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but it's still it still goes against my morals a little bit. But the reason I'm thinking she was hitting on me is because no one in their 20s, or probably even early 30s for that matter, have a fucking clue what Legends of the Hidden Temple is. Especially something as obscure as knowing the logo of the Red Jaguars. So maybe she was just trying to open up a dialogue. But I kind of gave her a smile and said, thanks! And zoomed on by, kind of like a gay uncle, because that's what it makes me feel like, having a 27-year-old give me attention. I just feel like a gay uncle, Mom. But she could have just thought I was pathetic and try to cheer up my day. But I'm not so fat at this point that that people should feel sorry for me. So I'm thinking she very well could have been hitting on me. And I guess you could say that, what the fuck is going on with this game? It's saying no exit. It's like the Jean-Paul Sartre book. Okay, let's see what this says. No exit. Please read carefully. Press directional button left or right to scroll across the 3 weapon slots available to you. The selected slot will flash the name of the weapon selected in that slot. To change weapon, press up or down on the directional button to scroll through the buttons available. And press C button to purchase. And you'll see an A displayed next to the purchase price, and you may purchase up to 3 sets of the same given weapon. Buy another in the same slot, you do this with the A button. To exit weapon shop, you must either purchase a weapon for enough weapon slot and no longer have a weapon. So you're satisfied with your weapon selection, select OK. Press C. Okay. C. 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 Exit. Yes. Jesus Christ. Okay, finally. Yeah, I was just thinking, I've just been thinking about it all day. Was she trying to say she wanted me to be daddy? I've never been daddy before. But maybe she just wanted to sit in our pajama pants and watch Legends of the Hidden Temple with Daddy and start something beautiful. My moral mind is saying to me, you can't be daddy. It's against your it's against everything you stand for. My penis, I think, wants to be daddy. It's a constant struggle between man and his penis. I try not to listen to it. But every man, I would say about 99.99% of men have a penis, and it's into some weird shit. It, it goes against what our brains think. It says Tengen, but I read on Google that Razorsoft made the Master System version of Rampart. I, to the life of me, have no idea what this game is. I grew up seeing the arcade my whole childhood as a picture of a medieval guy pointing at something. But I've never figured out what this game is. But since it's may or may not be a Razorsoft game, I'm forced to play it for this video. But we'll go on to talk about, continue on this conversation of girls telling me they like my shirt. There's this girl named Sarah. She worked at Le Petit Cafe, little French cafe here in Bloomington. And she skateboarded. She was cool. She was the half sister of this girl I tried to date or was interested in named Megan years and years before. But she told me she liked my shirt, and it was a shirt of some weird band that I don't think she'd ever heard of. So I thought she was hitting on me too at that time. And she ended up moving to Florida, and I asked her out on a date to go with me to Scott Jackman's wedding. And she said yes. But I was manic at the time. Scott Jackman didn't want her at the wedding, so it wasn't even going to happen anyway. And I just kept texting her too much, and I said, "Well, you said you wanted to go on a date with me." And she said, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to talk to you all the time." And then she just started ignoring me completely. And I was manic, and when you're manic, you get very angry. And I says to her, just to let you know, your sister's husband, the way they got together was me and your sister took a bunch of pills, and she tried to make out with me, but I didn't because we were on so many pills and it felt wrong. So then she wandered off to Colin's house. Colin is her now husband that she has kids with. She wandered off to Colin's house. He shot her up with heroin for the first time, and they ended up fucking. I just wanted to let you know that little story. And I ended it with bye, Felicia. Because Felicia's the less hotter sister from Friday. And she was like, wow. She finally responded. She said, wow. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't feel guilty about that. But when I'm in a manic state of mind, and I was a lot younger back then. This was like 10 years ago. When I'm in a manic state of mind, I'm really mean. I have no filter. That's why I take my medication now. I want to be part of society. I don't want to be a monster. But I did end up going to Le Petit Cafe one more time after she had moved away, and there was a new waiter there. And first thing he says to me when he approaches the table, he says, "Oh, I really like your T-shirt." So then I began putting two and two together, and I even hear him talking to the owner of Le Petit Cafe, and he says, "Did you hear me? I said the T-shirt thing. Sarah taught me that." And then I knew the whole charade was just so she could get a better tip. The game is called Fatman, aka Slaughter Sport. This is the Japanese version. It's called Fatman. Pre Mortal Kombat, I guess pre Street Fighter 2. But it is a fighting game, and I think it has fatalities. I don't see Razorsoft. I guess Sanritsu published it in Japan, but make no mistake, this is a Razorsoft game. It's funny. I've been sitting here ruminating over this this T-shirt thing, and you know, life has a funny way of telling. God, this game sucks. Life has a funny way of messing with you. I went to pick up some cat medicine from my brother-in-law just earlier before I started playing these games, and first thing I said to him was, "I like your T-shirt." There's some blood, but that's because I gave him the T-shirt. It's a Stern pinball T-shirt. He likes to play pinball. Shut up, fat man. This game has horrible controls. How do you expect me to have a good match? But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm autistic or just personality disorder or a nerd or what. Just pathetic or just clueless, totally clueless. Idiot maybe, but I can't pick up on signals. I have no game. When I think something's a sure thing, it never is. And when something is a sure thing, I always fuck it up. I could name a million times where I've just fucked it all up. I mean, one time I was watching this documentary about boobs with this girl, and then the next day she was like, "Oh, that documentary about boobs, it just made me really want someone to play with my boobs. Anybody. And I mean anybody." I was like, "Okay, that's cool." Obviously now, hindsight's 2020. I think she was trying to say she wanted me to play with her boobs. Ironically, her as well was later snatched up by a heroin addict guy I knew. They began dating. I missed my shot. But you never know. You just never know. I mean, something happened at my class reunion, and I was all skinny, all like I had my 1997 haircut, my my fancy outfit, and I thought I was looking good, and the girl ended up giving me her phone number. But I don't think that it was like that. But at the time, I really thought it was like that. For a brief moment there, I was like, all this work I had put into bettering myself and wearing H&M clothes and brushing my teeth, and I actually even whitened my teeth for the reunion. Yeah, I thought I'd gotten a phone number, but then my friend's wife was like, she has a husband and kids, makes a whole bunch of money and stuff. Her husband's extremely handsome. And I looked up her husband, and he's way better looking guy than I am. So just someone I'd known since elementary school, and I guess she just trusted me enough since she'd known me so long that she didn't mind giving me her phone number. But when you're in a bar setting and someone asks you for their phone number, my mind says they want your phone number, you know. But that's the labyrinth that's the labyrinth that I have to navigate. One time I was in England dancing and just having a fun time. And this beautiful, like, she looks like maybe she was like a Burmese woman, came up to me and she was like, "Hi, I just wanted to say that I think you're a really cool guy." And this was like kind of like a crazy club. Everybody around me was all making out and stuff like that. She probably wanted to make out, but I was like, "Oh God," I said, "Oh, thanks, you're a cool girl," and I walked away. I think about that a lot. But I mean, she could have drugged my drink and robbed me for everything I have. You never know about these things. You either got it or you don't. And when I say this fat man ain't got it, I ain't got it. All right. This is the Japanese version of Stormlord. See, there's Razorsoft. Now we're getting some Razorsoft. These are all Razorsoft games, just some of them don't say Razorsoft. Normal, Maniac, Hard. Normal. Jump A, Fire B, Action C. Okay. This game, from what I remember, is just horrible. It was supposed to like, doesn't have nudity. Those fairies are supposed to be naked, but they they put a bathing suit on them or something. The way this game was marketed, it was supposed to be like Ghouls and Ghosts or something, but it isn't. Controls horribly. Doesn't have cool enemies. It just had naked fairies, but they took it out of the Sega version. I think it's only on the Amiga does it have the naked fairies. Oh God, this game is just—it's hard like Ghouls and Ghosts, but it's not fun. Okay, I think this is the part I always get stuck on. So C is action, so maybe I do the action of opening this door. But no, it's not working. I'm surrounded in these goddamn caterpillars out to turn me into a skeleton. Yeah, I don't know why I keep in all these latest video game playthroughs talking about dating and love and sex type stuff. I usually think that's kind of a gross thing to talk about, but this Talk Scary to Me podcast I've been listening to so much, that's what they like to talk about. They have a whole section about it. They go into the love, sex, and dating section. So I guess I'm opening up a little bit from listening to that. I apologize if it's gross and off-putting. But according to my my YouTube Studio app, the only people that are watching this are males aged 35 to 44. So you're men. We're all men here. This is a boys' club, and we all have a penis, and we know the awful things our penises can do to us. So I guess I'm in good company. Oh shit, have I finally figured out what I'm supposed to do? But I'm interested in your comments below. If you were approached by a cute younger girl in the medicine section of Kroger, and she told you she liked your obscure 90s children's game show t-shirt, would you translate that into thinking she's trying to open up some kind of dialogue with you, or would someone commenting on a shirt for a TV show that she probably wasn't even alive when it was on TV tells you that she likes your shirt? Does she really recognize the shirt? Is "I like your shirt" the new pickup line? I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to be hip to the times, and because I guess you never know when you can find love. It could come at the most unexpected moments. Um, but maybe I just have my head in the clouds. Right, it took me a while to find this one. Razorsoft sports game. Well, I guess Slaughter Sport and Fatman are games too. The sport of slaughter and mixed martial arts. I was looking for Pigskin Football, but it's Jeremy Glanville's Pigskin Football. So that's I went through all the different regions, and I was looking for Pigskin Football, and I mean this little flashcard I have, the SD cards from a very reputable company, Eternal Retro. I would think they wouldn't miss out on something as iconic as a Razorsoft game. And they didn't. I just had to do a little research. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay, this isn't so bad. Kind of looks like arch rivals. Kind of reminds me of arch rivals in a way. I'll tell you right now, I'm just like All Razorsoft. This game plays like shit.
Let's go. Let's kick some butt.
I can pick up an axe. I don't know what any of the buttons do.
Back here.
Oh. Go, 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 go. Oh. Yeah, I've been spending this playthrough talking about a lot of guy stuff. We're getting on to guy stuff, playing some football. Football, you bet. I'm so glad my parents had me play soccer instead of football. I've had enough head injuries in my life to worry about. So I have a really large head. It's a really easy target. Remember my second grade soccer team, the Terminators were playing against a team, and their star player was a guy named David Schmidt. And he wasn't. He's kind of like Happy Gilmore, how he had a great shot, but he wasn't really a well-rounded player. David Schmidt had quite a kick on him, quite a leg, and I slide tackled him. He was trying to kick the ball, and he kicked me at full force right in the head. That was in second grade. I made straight A's all of second grade, all of first grade, all of preschool. But I made my first C in third grade, in AGP, gifted math. Was it because of the head injury I received from David Schmidt, or was it just because I didn't learn my multiplication tables over the summer? We'll never know. But I'll tell you what, I know I got a concussion that day. I was so much pain. Sitting on the sideline just crying my eyes out. My fucking asshole dad came up to my coach and he said, "Oh, I'm just going to pull him out of the game if he's just going to sit here crying like that." That's 80s and 90s dads for you. You're supposed to shake it off, even if you have a concussion. But that kind of injury doesn't happen quite so often in soccer as it does in football, so I'm really glad I never played football. I don't like football. I don't like watching it. It's boring. Like I remember like growing up, like wanting my dad to drive me to Blockbuster or Walmart or something like that. And he's watching a football game, and he's like, "Well, there's only 5 minutes left in the game. As soon as the game's over, we'll go." But football, 5 minutes can mean like an hour because they just stop the clock all the time. They're always stopping the clock, so it's just boring as hell. I've learned if I absolutely have to watch a football game, which is rare at this point in my life because I only hang out with my mom and sister. Well, I guess my brother-in-law is a big football fan. We went to the local Bloomington South football game, and I had a good time at that because they had a great snack bar. I brought my Nintendo Switch with me. But if I'm watching football on TV, the way I entertain myself is I like when they cut away. It's the big fat fuck mustachioed coaches screaming at the top of their lungs over the headset, talking about plays and stuff. That's my entertainment when I watch football. That's what I like about football. And I miss Tampa Bay all the time. So every once in a while, if I do see that there's a Bucks game on, I'll watch a Bucks game. If it's on like Amazon or something, they play football games on Amazon sometimes. But that's just because almost everything in my life is based around nostalgia. I'm sitting here playing a 16-bit system from 1989 on my Friday night. But when you're 40 years old, what the hell else are you gonna do? You know. But in a perfect world, I could be hanging out right now with the girl from the medicine section that likes Legends of the Hidden Temple. I could be watching Legends of the Hidden Temple on Paramount Plus in my pajama pants
Let's kick some butt.
with a nice girl. But I guess she'll always be the one that got away. But I guess it was a good motivator. Kind of helps me with my self-confidence, and there's plenty of fish in the sea. That doesn't mean I'm going to go on plenty of fish. I don't want to get a STD. I'm really afraid of STDs. I have medical phobias. I don't even want to get what everyone has, HPV. Seems like everybody has it. I've managed in my life to not get it. I'm predisposed to nasal pharyngeal cancer. That's what my dad had. And it can be according to my doctor, transmitted through oral sex or an HPV vagina. So haven't gotten the vaccine. I think I might be too old to get the HPV vaccine, but I'm glad it exists. It prevents a lot of cervical cancer. But I probably won't be around for much longer because of Robert F. Kennedy. So I'm just going to have to stay off them online dating apps. And try and keep it positive. All right, I've saved the best for last. Whoa, a giant truck with lights all over it just drove past my window. I've never seen a giant truck like that in a long time. I don't like it. I don't like giant trucks. Right, yeah, Seems like all the Razorsoft games came out in 1990. Um, this has been featured on my channel before, but I think I played it through my Steam Deck. I'm not sure if I've played it on my actual Sega. It's possibly possible that I have, because I've made a lot of these videos, hundreds, well, not hundreds, 100 and something of these retro gaming videos. So that's like, how many hours are in a week? I think you could watch all my retro gaming CRT TV commentary videos for a whole week without sleeping, and still not finish them. Would that be a waste of time? That's up for you to decide. But I can tell you, I don't think that I've wasted my time playing them. I've gotten more introspection and you know, therapy. Check this out. Name me a video game where you can kill a little kid. I just named it Techno Cop. That's fucking the coolest part of this game. There's other cool things. I guess because of Punk Development being the subsidiary of Razorsoft, you see it says Thrash DOA rules, and you're killing punk rockers. Or you can kill them, or you can put them in a net. I always press the net button, but I'd much rather kill them. See, and they explode into a pulp of gore. Punk. See, punk. Yeah, if you're questioning what kind of gang this is, they're punks. They're a punk gang. Punks kill people with whips. Yeah, I've been ever since I found that Planet X Fest 2004 DVD uploaded onto YouTube. I've been going back and watching some other Planet X performances, and there's some really great people that were involved in Planet X, and really great musicians. There's a gal I was friends with, Madeline Adams. Very talented musician. I watched some of her stuff last night. Even though Chris Clavin's gone, there's still these Planet X people. You see them around town. I saw this guy, Ryan Woods. He was in the band Defiance, Ohio. I gave him a little nod. I saw him on the Beeline with his boyfriend, Toby. And he smiled at me, and he looked happy that I gave him a little nod. There's a deep sense of shame of all these Planet X people that we all associated ourselves with Chris Clavin, who's been disgraced as a sexual predator. But I think we should all support each other, because it wasn't Chris Clavin who even made Planet X. It was a now deceased, disabled transgender woman named Samantha. That's who started Planet X. Chris Clavin kind of took it over from her. And it was just, to be on Planet X, you were immediately given prestige. some more than others. Feel like I never really got the respect I deserve. But that's what usually happens when someone stands out. I stood out. I sang songs about Columbine and stuff while other people were singing songs about building communities. But people just fell into the trap of, oh, I'm on Planet X. I'm part of this network where I'll always be able to go on tour and book shows because of the Planet X pedigree. We all lived happy in the fat of the land for many, many years. And now it's just a sort of unspoken sense of shame. I sent the Planet X 2004 DVD rip on YouTube to my old drummer Jared, who's in my band Pleasure Blade. He was also in Operation Cliff Clavin with Chris Clavin, whom he says he hadn't even spoken to since 1999. But the lynch mob came for him, as well as Hannah, who was in Operation Cliff Clavin. He said in our conversation after I sent him that link, I'm glad Chris Clavin was exposed as a creep. But I don't like that people on the internet threaten to kill me and Hannah all the time. And I said, Lord have mercy. I had no idea that it was that bad. But people who know Planet X, they don't know me as Richard Halstead. They know me as the Tiger. So I'm anonymous. People will never be able to find me. One Australian guy found me because on the he had a copy of the Planet X Fest 2004 DVD, and it had my email address, richardhalstead1984 at yahoo.com. So he found me on Facebook, and he seemed to think that I was the best band on the DVD, and that's social politics for you. The way people treated me was like I was lucky to be associated with these people. I wasn't as talented as them. I just got in with Chris Clavin and was automatically made my way into the scene. I was like the little brother of the scene or something like that. And there's another band called Nirvana that was the little brother of the sub pop scene, but you know what happened to them? I'd say the biggest band to come out of Planet X, besides Against Me, but that doesn't really count because they only put out one little EP. But this guy, Pat the Bunny, who's I guess assumed as some kind of legend now of folk punk. But that's the way Chris Clavin treated him too when he first came around. He was like a little kid, not to take seriously or anything like that. But he stuck with it, kept touring. If you look on YouTube, some of his stuff has millions of views. Fistful of Vinyl video. Oh, the kid came back to life. millions of views for Pat the Bunny. So never sell yourself short. I did. And I never hit those milestones that I should have. Because a great time playing music in my life, and just wish I could have done more. I was very OCD about it. I would cancel shows all the time and cancel tours. Sort of like a George Jones, like a no-show Jones, but Pat the Bunny, he was driven. He drove around the country playing his troubadour tunes and built a name for himself, and deliberately stepped out of the spotlight into obscurity even before the dissolution of Planet X. I guess his very last show was Planet X Fest 2016, the last Planet X Fest, and he said he was no longer an anarchist, no longer a punk. He didn't agree with the philosophy anymore, so he stepped away from it all. And I was looking at some of his shows, and there were some hot chicks right up front singing along with him. I guess he wasn't the type of guy to try and profit off of that. He had a true heart. That's rare in this world. And playing punk rock was not in his heart anymore. But I think it'll always be in my heart. I'm just waiting for that moment. I'm waiting to join a band again. But first things first, I got to get rid of this obesity. Stay vegan, because being vegan is punk. And I'll be ready for my reboot. Hope you enjoyed this salacious conversation. Take care of yourself and each other. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.